Hello everybody, this is Marla. Today we're going to film trainer Dave Evans working with Sonny, and he's going to demonstrate how he gets Sonny to back up on the ground. All of these things help Sonny when Dave gets him under saddle.
Marla, there are a couple of things that we want to keep in mind whenever we try to start any horse in terms of keeping their attention, making sure they're listening to us, doing those things that will make for a fun ride and a safe development as far as their training goes. One thing we need to remember is that just because a horse learns something on his left side doesn't mean that he's going to learn it on his right side. So you've got to be mindful of that, and also along that same line, you need to remember that horses are just like people. They have a right hand and a left hand, and some are right-handed and some are left-handed. So consequently, you need to work on both sides whenever you're developing a skill. Now, one of the things that we need to focus on and emphasize is the groundwork. We do our groundwork so that we will have an easier time when we do ride. It's all connected. It's all part of that process where the horse becomes familiar with us. He has confidence in us, and he understands what we're wanting him to do. One thing that's real simple that you can do is backing up. Now, the cues that we'll use depending on the activity and depending on what we want to accomplish. We'll use verbal cues with some activities. We'll use the hands, we'll use the legs, and we'll use a weight shift as well. And the cues will become more progressive and more assertive depending on the level of response by the horse. Now, for example, with the backing up, this is real simple, but it'll do a couple of things. It'll obviously get him to backing up, but the other thing is it'll get him to listening to us. Now we're going to cue him from the ground two ways on backing up. One is we're going to bounce the hackamore, the basal, on his nose a little bit, and at the same time we're going to verbally ask him to back up. Back, 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 back. Good boy. Now, you'll notice that it was tug and release on the backing. It wasn't just a constant pull. The horse will develop responsiveness and maintain his lightness through the fact that we can use the cues with less intensity to get the response. And of course, you need to give him relief. You need to let him experience release when he does respond in the way that you're wanting him to. Good boy. Good boy. Good. Back him up again. Just go through the process. If I were in the saddle, what I would do basically the same thing I'm doing on the ground, except I would be up there. There is one thing I would do. I would stand in the stirrups just a little bit, not much. I would take a little bit of weight off of him, and then he would get exactly the same cues that I'm giving him here. And that would be the bump on the nose and the verbal command to back, 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 back. Good boy. Good boy.
That's excellent, Dave. I know the centered riding folks, Sally Swift always teaches, she says don't forget the thank you. Right. You call it the release, but the thank you for doing it right. Well, it's so important.
You know, and Marla, we need to, throughout all of this, we need to think from the horse's perspective. In other words, what is he going to get out of it? What he gets out of it is the release, the relief from the pressure.